Okay, I'm going to show you the blanket stitch, which is the other edge stitch basically that I want to show you that you are more than welcome to use in this block of the month. I love the blanket stitch simply because it gives a really nice clean edge around the wool piece, as you'll see as we go. So again, using a size 24 chenille needle with 12 weight thread, I'm going to knot my thread and I'm going to come up right along the edge of my wool piece, just like on the whip stitch. The difference is when I get started here, that initial first stitch, I'm going to go into my wool, but this time I'm going to come back up right next to where I came up the first time. And I'm going to pull my thread and I'll have that first little straight stitch. Then what I'll do is you're going to hold your thread. If you're right-handed, you're going to hold it up to the left with your thumb, and you're going to again stay consistent, keep your distance apart from each stitch, consistent with your stitch length. You're going to take that stitch into the wool and then back out on the edge, and you're making a straight stitch. So instead of coming to an angle, you're going to go straight back out to the edge of that wool, making sure that your needle is on top of the thread that you're holding here, so that when I pull it, I have a nice little border of thread there on the edge. So I'm holding it to the side. I'm going to make another stitch. I'm going to come straight out to the edge of my wool, needle on top of the thread, and pull. And you'll work your way around, trying to stay as consistent as possible with your space. But as you can see, by doing this stitch, you not only have your straight stitches into the wool, but you also have a nice thread border that's going to go all the way around the outside of your piece. So I want to jump to the corner here. So we're going to work our way down. We're going to take that last stitch before we get to the point. And you're going to do this the same for a leaf, like the point of a leaf, a point of a flower. Okay, whoops. Let me do this. So pretend I've just taken a stitch here at the end. I'm going to still hold my thread with my thumb out of the way to the left. I've made this last stitch on this edge, so now I'm going to come straight in from that point. I'm going to make my little stitch, make sure my needle is on top of the thread, and I'm going to pull. Then I'm going to work my way down the other side by making that first stitch, so this is how you're going to do any corner that you have, whether it's a leaf, a flower, you're going to have a cottage in the second month. So anytime you have a corner like this, this is how you want to make sure you do your stitch around that corner. Okay, so that is the blanket stitch.